This is Tikal, a request 2 by Nenya61192. All credit for original story goes to Scott Westerfield, and credit for this awesome story goes to Nenya61192. A request 2. I do believe you're right, Alec, said Ma. We checked the envelope for a return address or any sort of clue to its origin, but we could find nothing. Alec's heart sank. However, we do know several other helpful things. Years before Darren was born, Artemis had been fascinated with birds. The Quetzal was one he was especially interested in. Is that what this is? I've never seen anything like it before, said Alec, looking down at the picture of the green bird again. Yes, it is. It lives in Central America, an exotic place called Guatemala. Artemis never saw one in person, at least not to my knowledge. He'd only read about them in books, and I know for a fact one of those books is in Darren's room, and it was one of her favorites. She always used to tell Artemis she wanted one as a pet, she said with a smile. Jaspert said, The Quetzal has been seen in a place called Tikal in Guatemala. It's an ancient city, supposed to hold dark secrets about the Mayans, with plenty of wild and exotic beasties to study. Alec looked at him in surprise. Ma smiled at him proudly. He looked right back at them with a grin. What? I went to the library. Wild and exotic beasties had been part of the reason Darren had abandoned everything she'd called home. She said she needed to get out into the wild and find all the unknown creatures that were there waiting for her. Alec hadn't believed a word of it then, and didn't believe a word of it now. He'd wanted to, but she had too obviously been hiding something from him. Aye, Jaspert's got a sweetheart there, she said with a mischievous glint in her eyes, one that reminded Alec painfully of Darren. Jaspert feigned embarrassment. Ma, we're only getting to know each other better. Aye, I'm sure you are, she smiled. Anyways, Alexander, do you think you can do it? Alec sighed and paused. Here were two of the most important people in his life, asking him to find the one person that meant more to him than anything. The one that had thrown everything they had away, for reasons unbeknownst to everyone. Still, though, he thought as he looked at each of their faces, their daughter and sister saved my life several times, and these people have always been there for me. Maybe he could finally get to the bottom of the whole thing. He did have a secret hope that he and Darren would one day be together again. A hope he'd hidden away from everyone and only allowed himself to think on very few occasions. But even if that hope would never be fulfilled, he needed closure. Yes, the closure would definitely be good. Before he could change his mind, he answered, Yes, I can't promise anything, but I will try my best. Relief washed over Ma and Jaspert's faces. Tears welled up in their eyes as Jaspert clapped him on the shoulder and said, Thank you from both of us. Alec nodded at both of them. This was so much to take in. He had to be back to Austria in the morning, and he didn't want to keep Klopp waiting. If you'll excuse me, I really should be going now. Thank you both for visiting with me, and I'll hope to see you again soon. Jasper hopped up. Oh, I'll see you out. As they made their way out of the room, Ma held onto Alec's hand and said, Alec, please bring her home. He nodded and squeezed her hand. I'll try, Ma, I promise. He kissed her cheek and smiled. Please try to feel better. She winked again. I can't make any promises, but I'll do my best. Jaspert and Alec made their way down the stairs and into the kitchen. Jaspert grabbed a bundle of papers from the table. Alec, this is everything we know about Tikal. We think that Darren may have joined a secret society of boffins that have been studying the Quetzal down there. He pulled a few loose papers from the top. It looked like he had quite a bit of information there. Where did you get all of this? Alec asked inquisitively. Jaspert shook his head. Here and there. Remember your old friend Dr. Barlow? We wrote to her as well as you, and she sent us most of this. The other bits came from the library. The Lady Boffin thinks it might be a society that calls themselves Dextera Domini, the right hand of God. Alex said quietly. He had heard the phrase before, but never of this society. Right, Jasper continued. As much as the boffin looks like she may be right, and we do want you to find Darren, we hope she isn't with them. A puzzled look came over Alex's face. Why is that? Because they're said to do evil, dark sorts of fabrications. Unspeakable things not even Dr. Barlow was sure about. As much as we don't want Darren to be mixed up with that sort of crowd, I have a feeling she is. Alec thought for a moment. It would make some sense, Darren saying she wanted to leave because she wanted to study wild beasties and such. And all the vague answers she had given him the night she left. And the cryptic manner of the letter, but the reason as to why was still unknown. Jasper went to the door and opened it. Thanks again, Jasper said. Alec, even if you and Darren don't work out. Alec swallowed. He hated thinking of that, but it was more than likely true. Whether or not he wanted to believe it. Jasper continued. I know what happened with Darren, and I know you were hurt, but it really, really means a lot to Ma and me that you stayed in contact with us. Even after Darren told you not to. Especially Ma. She considers you her own son. Alec nodded. And she is like a second mother to me. And you like the brother I never had, he said with a smile. Thank you. I promise I will try my very hardest to find your sister. The two shook hands as Alec went out the door and into the carriage that had been waiting for him. He released Bovril from his cage and fed him the promised piece of shortbread, to the creature's immense delight. As they rode away, he looked out the window. Oh, Darren, he thought to himself, what have you gotten yourself into?